Well, think I've finally got everything, all the parts together so I can rebuild the governor. So let's go over what I've done so far off camera, and then we'll go to, actually we'll start putting it together. Anyway, the needle bearings that go in the governor arm, they've already been installed. What I did was I took just a basic C-clamp, placed it over the edge like this, and just tightened it up to press the bearings in. Then also too, the main bearing for the governor shaft, that's pressed on. And what else? Oh yeah, freeze plug is installed in the back, and the oil seal is installed in the governor housing. So let me set the camera so you can see exactly what I'm doing, and we'll get started. Okay, first step, we want to put the governor arm in the housing, and it's going to go in like this. Then the next step is we're going to put the shaft that holds this in place. Okay, now you've got an indention right here, or a half moon, and then you also have a half moon at the top. The half moon here needs to point down as well as this, because there is a lip on that cover that this will lock into, on the outer cover that this will lock into. And unfortunately, I don't know where mine is, but I did order another one. All right, and this actually has to go all the way through here until this little snap ring rides on this shoulder. So what I'm going to do is just leave it loose for right now until the cover gets here, which should be here Monday, to make sure that this is straight. But it's in there, and it's not going to go anywhere. Okay, the second part of this is you install your main bearing shaft. Okay, now to do this, when you need more power, this is going to, the throttle linkage between here and the carburetor, it's going to pull the arms in forward, which is going to send this bearing forward against this washer, and it's going to make the weights open up. So washer goes on. Either way, it doesn't matter. And if you notice this mark, I've put a mark on here to make sure that this is fully seated inside of the housing. All right, so now this will go on this way. Okay, then we put this inside the housing, and it just slides in, and you gotta get it in there straight. So what I want to do is this bearing, this snap ring on the bearing has to sit down on this shoulder, and it's a little tight, which is fine. So I'm just going to take a block of wood, well, it might move. We'll give it a little, we'll be really easy with it. And we'll work around. All right, that is the main part of it, and spins pretty good. I can live with that. All right, so we're going to put this in here, and I am going to put the Woodruff key in here. Not the Woodruff key, but the clevis pin in there. And let's see, where is the cotter pin? There it is. All right, I have got needle nose pliers. And there we go. I actually wasn't prepared, so I'll be honest. Stick the cotter pin in here. Okay. All right, let's see if I can get it to bend just a little more. Not a lot of room to work in here. All right, 2 pair of needle nose. When one just won't do it. All right. Now I got it started. Hold it with the little ones and bend it on around with these. All right, do the same thing on this side. Okay, I know that it may have been a little hard to see, but here it is right here. Cotter pin is in. Now, moving right along, we are going to put the throttle arm in here. This goes through the oil seal here. And then, let me make sure I don't, there we go, that's out of the way. All right, so that goes through there, rides right here. Okay, then we are going to install the Woodruff key wherever I did with it. There it is. All right. Okay. Hopefully I cut that seat deep enough. I did. We're going to find out here shortly. I believe I did. Looks pretty good. All right, Woodruff key is in. And now, get this out of the way. This is going to spin back like so. And then this will fit on here like so. Let's see. All right, that's going to fit there like that. Let me see. I'm going to set this here. We're going to gently get this on there. Well, actually, there we go. Perfect. So I did cut the seat deep enough. All right, there we go. That's good there. And all these, I've never changed the settings on them, so we should be good. Now, put this bolt in here. That's going to go there and tighten it up. All right, so we'll need a 7/16, but we'll leave that there for now. And we need to get the spring on here. There we go. Spring is on. All right, so there we go. You can see how that works. And that basically, like I said, this is going to be spinning. And when you call for more power, it pushes that up and it will expand those flyweights and make them, you can tell it's late. Anyway, it will expand the flyweights and increase your throttle speed. That's what I was trying to get out. Okay, now, I only have one cotter key, so I need to see if I have another to fit here. And if I don't, then I have to go get one tomorrow or pick it up Friday. But we'll get it together. I apologize for it taking so long to basically just do a simple governor. But anyway, like I said, we're pretty much done at the bottom. Let me check and see if I have another clevis pin for this. And if I do, we'll continue on. If not, I'll have to get one. So we'll be awaiting parts. So give me a second and we'll be back. All right, we are back. It's the next day. We're going to finish up with the governor rebuild. So let's go and get the camera set in to where you can see what's going on, and we'll finish it up. Okay, I've got my carburetor set here, because right here in the carburetor you have a notch on this shaft, and this piece of key stock has to fit in that notch. So we're going to set that there, and what I'm doing is presetting the shaft so that when I install the lever end here, that it will be correct. Now when it goes into here, we're going to temporarily slide this on, and I've marked it so I know where the pin goes. All right, so it's supposed to go point that away, because you take it out of here for right now so it'll be easier to see. Okay, I've got it set this way because when it goes in here, it's going to be close to this side, so it won't turn this way. So you want to set the rod end to, if you're facing it, it would be to your left, so that the movement can go up and down, or the throttle adjustment can go this way. Okay, so now we know where we are there. So we're going to get started with the assembly. This is the tube that the shaft goes in. Okay, we're going to preset it like this. Get it set right here on get the notch lined up. Get that there. Okay, so we're good. We can do it this way to make sure. There we go. That's a better fit. Okay, so we know we're going this way, and we're going to slide this on this way. Okay, so now we know the direction, and you can see right there that as that moves, that's going to open and close the butterfly. So we know we're in the right position with the carburetor. All right, now I need to line the hole back up. Where am I at? Okay. Right here. I'll line the hole up. Right there. Now we can go ahead and install that pin. Done with the carburetor. All right, so let me get this, make sure we're lined up really good. There we go. Now, I'm going to install the pin. There it is. Make sure I'm still lined up. There we go. All right, and to do this, hopefully without any mistake, I'm going to use this to try and press it in instead of trying to hit it with a hammer and possibly damage the pin or the assembly. Well, it fits better that way first, so. But we're going to put this, the smaller end, in first. That way. And put that right there. I got a vise. It came in today, but I haven't had a chance to put it on the base. I haven't actually decided where I'm going to put it. Actually, I'm going to turn this over the other way. So I got there we go. All right, it works. We are good. Remember, number side up, this goes over here, and this will slide into the notch in the carburetor. So, all right, when I took this thing apart, it never had this metal plate that actually goes up against the felt washer. So I made one to fit it. and I used the gasket as a template. So this is going to go in here, like so. Slide it on up over here. Okay. Then the metal plate. Then the washer. And then that's going to go in here. And this is going to mount. Put all these right here. And yep, should be 4 of those. Yep, okay. And I'm going to leave this loose until I get everything set up or together. All right, so and guess what? They didn't give me this washer either. I mean this gasket either. All right, I got the gasket made and ready to put it on. Okay, we're gonna slide the gasket here. Put this on this away. All right, and turn this so hopefully you can see what's going on. Okay. There we go. Right there. I don't know if I can't remember if these things had lock washers on them or not. But I'll put a couple of lock washers on there. This way, I know I'm safe. All right, and we'll put the other lock washer on over here. Go ahead and snug these on up, and those are 1/2 inch. But that's fine. I'll be hand tight for right now, then I'll snug them up later or tighten them up later. Okay, so we're all set there. Now, we need to get these 2 pieces lined up. All right, so we're gonna go here. That is, all right, reach down here and grab the carburetor. Make sure we get this thing lined up. All right. Now, that's lined up. And it's going to be kind of hard to try and keep this thing. You do it this way. Set this under here to help hold that carburetor up kind of level. Okay, that makes it a little bit easier. Let's see. There. All right, now, hopefully you can see. So there is where that goes. And I want this arm back. So this arm is right about there. And if it's not correct, once we get it on the tractor, we can adjust it. So I'm gonna put that right and tighten this little nut up right here. Just snug it up. All right, let's put the cotter pin, or not cotter pin, but clevis pin. Put that in here. And then we put the cotter pin in there. Now that I've got this pretty much set, I'm gonna take the carburetor off so it makes it easier to move around. All right, set the carburetor back down here. Okay, make sure this is tight. Okay, let's get the cotter pin out of here. I should have a small one in here somewhere. There's one. All right. Actually, let's see if I can switch this around the other way. Put the cotter pin on the outside. And hopefully not drop it down in the bottom. There we go. And we'll put the cotter pin in here. And trim it up a little bit. I hope that little dog outside is not chasing my cat. All right, we'll trim this up just a little bit. All right. Well, I know it was slow and I didn't have everything together like I thought I did, but that's pretty much it. You can see right here. Let me get it to where it's not in a bind. That's how it, there we go. But anyway, so that's it. You can see it move. Oh, do it this way a little better. Hold that in place. That moves. And there we go. That's exactly how it's supposed to work. And inside, like I said, everything's together. This is tight. These are tight. The only thing left I'm waiting on, I got to tighten these bolts up, which I can do that off camera. I've got gaskets made. Well, it came with a gasket for this. I got the gasket made for this. I got the gasket made for the front cover. I'm not going to install the front pulley until this thing is painted, because I'm going to paint it first, because it's easier to paint it off the tractor than it is on. But anyway, well, that's it. Thank you for sticking with me, and thank you for putting up with my fumbles. But that's it. The governor is done. The cover should be here. I checked on it, hopefully tomorrow or Saturday. And then I'll clean it and put it on, and it'll be ready for primer. So that's it. Thanks for watching again, and have a great night. And we'll see you next time on Old Red Tractors.